Hi, this is Stray Pass. Welcome to my review of I was gonna say Teen Titans of Titans episode 4 from season 2. This episode is entitled Aqualad. I was most looking forward to this episode because it's a flashback episode, uh, and this review, of course, is going to have spoilers in it. And this takes place about 5 years ago, where Dick, Donna, Hank, and Don formed the Titans, and of course Garth, aka Aqualad, uh, uh, formed them as well. And of course, this is episode that answers a lot of questions that we've seen from before. Okay, we get to know the character of Aqualad, Garth, and we get to know that fact that him and Donna, of course, they knew each other from when they were kids, of course, and of course he's always had a thing for her, and she's always had a thing for him. But now, because of her destiny, that she calls it, that she has to go to Themyscira in a couple of months to to train to be a true Amazon warrior. That's part of her heritage. So she really kind of doesn't want to get involved with Garth, but you see that she's fighting her feelings from him, even though you know that she likes him, and he is constantly flirting with her, but she's kind of trying to be standoffish about it, and everybody else knows about it. But the most important thing is that we get to see the team, see them operate as a team, and we see that they're close and they're family, and we see them celebrating Garth's birthday, which is a really great thing to show all the characters interacting with each other. And we also get to see Deathstroke, aka Slade Wilson, in action. We get to actually see him in the beginning of the episode basically live up to his name, where he basically kills a bunch of people. There's a trial getting ready to start, and he basically kills, like, I think the prosecutor, a couple of witnesses, just everybody. And being in jail is no safety net for them. He just goes about his business with ruthless efficiency, and we see that he truly is a, truly lethal assassin. And we also get to see, aka Dr. Light. We get to see him and his beginnings and stuff, and we see how the Titans form to stop him when he's on a mission to claim a weapon that's going to basically boost his power. Okay, and this is one of the better episodes to me. Okay, because we get to see the team, the characters interact with each other. We get to see their personal lives as well, and we get to see and it kind of focuses mostly on Donna and Garth, and we get to see Aqualad actually using his powers in battle a couple of times, which is really cool. And the actor who plays Aqualad, I think he did a good job, and him and Connor and Leslie, who plays Wonder Girl, they have good chemistry, and it's believable, and they do a really good job of playing that romance angst thing that they have together and stuff. And there's another character that Donna kind of goes to talk to. I guess she would be like a representative of Amazonian, who's basically there to watch over her, I guess, while she's uh, in San Francisco and stuff. And she kind of wants to kind of speed up the process because she doesn't want to face her feelings for Garth, and she kind of goes there to see if she can leave earlier. But this person, she knows that she has feelings for Garth. She even, because she even tells her, "Look, I've been keeping an eye on you," even though she doesn't really, you don't really see her. But she says, I've been keeping an eye on you. There's no way I would let you stay longer, okay? Because you asked me to stay an extra 6 months without me, keeping tabs on you." So she knows that that Donna is fighting her feeling for Garth, okay? And we actually get a moment where she actually wants to speed up the process. She wants to leave earlier because she really doesn't want to, face her feelings for Garth, aka Aqualad. And then, unfortunately, what we suspected would happen, what a lot of people thought before the season started, that Aqualad, unfortunately, when they actually come together and they have a moment, and she actually leaves, she gives into her feelings for one night, and she's with Aqualad, and then she decides to leave, and she's the only other person she tells is Dick that she's leaving, okay. And I like their relationship too, because we know that they all knew each other from when they were kids, and like teenage sidekicks. And she tells him that, listen, no goodbyes, I'm just leaving, okay. And Dick knows that her and Garth have feelings for each other and stuff, but he just tries to give them advice and and stay back, okay. But the most heartbreaking scene is towards the end of the episode, where you see Garth, and he knows when he goes looking for her after their night together, and she's gone, and he basically finds out that she's left. So he shows up at the airport just before she gets ready to leave, and tells her, listen, she tells her, listen, she tells him that, I have to leave. It's my destiny to go back to Themyscira. And he says, what if your destiny is to stay here with us and be with me? Okay. And he turns around and leaves, and then she runs after him. And you see that, for that moment that they're happy and they're going to stay together. But then Deathstroke comes into the picture, and actually from a mile away, and the sniper just shoots a bullet that, kills Aqualad, and then he shoots another bullet, which we're assuming is going to go after Wonder Girl, but her older companion who's watching over her, she takes I think it looks like some kind of metal star, and she throws it at the bullet and splits the bullet in half. So she's a badass warrior too. But unfortunately, Aqualad is dead after that. And then we see the Titans they come back together, and they know, they look into, who did it, and Dick finds out that it's obviously, it's Deathstroke, Slade Wilson. And then the next scene we see actually Jericho, who we actually did see in the beginning of the episode. We saw him, that we know that he's deaf and he lives with his mother, and it looks like Slade, that's part of Slade Wilson's family, because we see later that he's outside the building where they are, and he's like, look at, he's watching over them, or at least stalking them. And the mother closes the window and tells Jericho, listen, we told you not to, you got to be careful. So we kind of assume that she's hiding or on the run from her husband, Slade Wilson, with her son. And because later, and like I said, towards the end of the episode, we see that Jericho is actually working in a record store, and then we see Dick approach him and actually trade one vintage album for another one with him, and they actually introduce each other and see become friends. And now then the episode kind of goes off, and then we are kind to assume that this is part of the Titans' plan to get back at Slade, by befriending Jericho and maybe drawing Slade Wilson out. And I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen in the next episode, because we know that because we had no current episode from based on what the last episode ended, how Jason Todd got kidnapped by Slade Wilson. This current episode, Aqualad, was just all in the past, so there was no current timeline thing. So we're interested to see going forward what happens, and does Jericho actually get killed, and maybe that's why Slade Wilson has a hard on for the Titans, because they use his son to lure him out, and then maybe Jericho actually gets killed or something. So that's just speculation on my part that may be what's happened, and why Slade Wilson comes back out of retirement. Maybe he accidentally kills his son. This is my speculation. Maybe he accidentally, trying to get back at the Titans, he accidentally kills his son, and then he goes into retirement. Okay, and then when you see the Titans are back, seeing that Jason Todd saying Titans are back, bitches, then he comes back out of retirement to get the Titans, for revenge for his son. And maybe not, Rose is working with him. That we don't know. I don't know if they're gonna go the terror route with her, and that she's actually a plant by Terminator, Slade Wilson, to infiltrate the Titans, so he knows what they're doing and stuff. Or maybe she's not. Maybe she is really on the run from her father. So we don't know how it's going to play out. But I enjoyed this episode a lot. Again, it's one of the best episodes ever, because it showed the Titans as a group fighting as a team and stuff, and how they took out Dr. Light was total badass. How them combining their powers and stuff and fighting together, that looked totally badass. So I'm looking forward to the next episode, which should be called, I think, Deathstroke. Okay, so maybe that's going to be a continuation of the episodes in the past, where we get to see exactly how the Titans come after Terminator and what happens to Jericho. And I'm thinking maybe he does, either his character dies, because we see already, we know he's deaf, and he has a scar on his neck. I thought, because I know in the comics book, Jericho, how he couldn't talk because he wound up getting kidnapped by one of Terminator's Deathstroke's enemies, and they kind of slashed his throats, and that's why he can't speak. But here it looks like he already had that, so I don't know if that happened in the past, but we'll see how it plays out in live action, which story they go with. But I'm looking forward to it, and again, this was a great episode. Anyway, let me know what you think of Titans Season 2, Episode 4, titled Aqualad. What do you think of it? Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I kind of wish they didn't kill Aqualad, because his character was a total badass. Okay, I mean, just the way they showed him using his powers, and I thought he had good chemistry with Connor Leslie, who plays Wonder Girl. So it's a shame, but maybe they'll do flashbacks or something. But then it's a comic book show, and you never know. Maybe they'll bring him back some way. You never know with comic book stories. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions. Please check that out as well. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long and take care.